Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a mod. Whoa! I'm not even a model kit. What am I saying? I'm here to build a Mega Construx kit, and then I'm gonna build a model kit when that's done. Jam is here already. If you're a subscriber, throw the Barricade link of the site vote in the chat. Harold, thank you for hosting very much. Always appreciate it, my friend. Give me an applause. Lashbrook is here as well. Yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw an emote in the chat and let the people know you're here. Solf is here. Someone renewed their subscription. And if you would like to say, hey, that was me, please hit that notification thing so that we can thank you for that. Thank you for renewing your subscription. Whoever did. Ig is here. Welcome, welcome. Robot Crank says that was me. Robot Crank, welcome back, my friend. It's been a hot minute. Happy to have you here in the chat. Welcome, welcome. It's a perfect time to renew your subscription because on Monday, someone who is currently a subscriber who has not won in the past will win 2 Lego sets. Now, these Lego sets originally we're going to go out to another subscriber who we had some issues with getting it mailed out. It was a P.O. Box fiasco. They changed addresses. They stopped being a subscriber and kind of got off the internet. Good for them. Congrats on not being on the internet as much. Person out there who won. So they said, hey, this is just never going to happen. You should just send out the Lego hover tank and Lego A-Wing out to somebody else. And I said, okay, so that's what we're going to do. It's going to go out to somebody else. 2 cool Lego sets. Somebody else is going to win that. Dirty, what's up, Dirty? Welcome here, nice and early. Happy to have you here. So yeah, that's on Monday though. That's not tonight. Tonight is about Mewtwo. We got Mewtwo right here. We got Mew. This is a Mega Construx kit. We're working on that. When Mega Construx stuff is done, we will move on to a Mewtwo that. Whoa, what the? Sorry, buddy. Whoa, that was real bad. We'll move on to Mewtwo over here and work on that. Boy, as you may have saw on Thursday, I have been working very hard on changing up my lighting, trying to make things brighter in here. Apparently, that's autofocus is really doing its thing. So sorry about that. Hopefully that won't affect when we get to the building portion of the stream. But I will try not to just put things in front of my face a lot, I guess. And we'll try to keep that from being a problem. Hello out there to everybody that's watching. Thank you for being here. I know that currently you have a lot of options when it comes to live streams. And I appreciate that I am a choice that you made. So thank you very much for being here on a Build with Bear Workshop stream. Yeah, Mewtwo, 2 different ways. It's like we're doing a Bon Appetit video. We are waiting to see if you folks want to join us before we start building. Let people kind of come in before we get going. They want to start off right at the bat. Speaking of Bon Appetit, they put out 32 ways to do pizza, and I got mad because I don't have any ways to make pizza. I don't got any of those ways. But I did when I went out for grocery shopping, which I have not done in a while. Restocked to the coffers, and one of the things I got while I was there was pizza rolls. So at least I have pizza rolls. They didn't have any. Yeah. Here's the thing: my local grocery store had everything I needed except one thing. Where's my breakfast sausages, y'all? I got not a lot of breakfast sausage left. I eat 2 breakfast sausage patties every day with my eggs, and I don't have that. I have enough for a week, and I was like, oh, I'll restock on those. There were 0. Apparently, everybody's buying breakfast sausages, or that it's not something that my local grocery store decided they really needed to restock. So I don't got them, which is a shame, because they are a protein that I have, a little bit of meat there. They're good. I got 1 box of them, and I usually eat 2 a day. So my grocery store put restrictions on a lot of things like that. Yeah, I don't know, Lashbrook. I mean, it's totally possible that they just they were like, we're not going to worry about it. And that's fine. So my thought is that I'm gonna just so instead of making it you know eating two a day, I'm just gonna eat one, and so that way it lasts 8 days instead of four. That feels like the way to go. Uh, I almost bought bacon, but then I would have to prepare bacon uh, every day, which is good. Do you like old folks sausage? So I get the Jimmy Dean breakfast patties. I go for the original patties. I don't like the turkey. I like turkey. I just don't like that turkey sausage that way. And I'll get the Vermont maple, but it's really sweet. It's very sweet, and it is not necessarily what I want in my eggs. So, but I would have taken other. I would have gotten other kinds of sausage patties or links. I would have done. I would have done Jimmy Dean links in a heartbeat. Just diced them up like I do the patties. Put them with my eggs and some cheese and a vegetable. But I don't get that option, so I have one box left. Not a big fan of sweet sausage, spicy the way to go. Well, dirty. I don't mind a spicy sausage now and again, but I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like an Italian sausage to like really like be the main protein. I'm looking for just some sort of meat in the morning. You know what I mean? Breakfast sausage doesn't have to be a lot. Anyway, I'm going to retweet that we're live. I'm going to go to the overhead, uh, and then we're going to get building and continue here. Uh, um, and we'll get building. Someone replied to a tweet. Um, I'm going to watch if you're watching Loading Ready live, I'm going to check that out after the stream. I'm not watching it live. It's probably where, there's some people that would be into this stream are also at. I'm excited to see what they do. I know Jacob, who saw on Wednesday, uh, is going to be taking part. And so, Jacob, big ups to Jacob Burgess, doing the thing over there, and everybody else doing the things on the internet. If you're doing streams, I hope they're fun. I hope they're fun for you. Okay, so what do we got so far? Well, we got Mew in their like protection shield. They're casting protect, and we got a little land base here. Mega Construx are very good about the land bases, so we built that. We'll put that aside in a way that you don't see the ball there in the shadows. Um, and then we've got Mew here. Mewtwo, his body. A reminder that Mewtwo's nose looks like a face, looks like a ditto face, which is weird. And I can't unsee it. And now we're going to work on some arms, I believe. Some arms for our Mewtwo. If you got anything you want to chat about there, and you can put that in the comments. You just want to say hi. You want to say what's up. You got something you really want to say. He kind of looks like E.T. Yes, Ulf. Before we start putting the arms and legs in, uh, and worry about more of Mew. Right now, he's got a little in his tail. He's got a little ET vibe going. I mean, that a lot of that is, as you can even see, from the model kit, is the Mega Construx interpretation of what Pokemon look like. They're just trying their best, and I appreciate that. I'm also just trying my best, so I can appreciate where they're going from or where they're coming from. Um, so I'm gonna, I kind of teased it a little bit. I always try to tease like, hey, tonight we'll be talking about this and this thing. So I went outside in the afternoon. When I've gone outside lately, it has been in the evenings. But today, I decided I was going to go out during the day so that I could restock my groceries, which felt good. Uh, So it looks like Instagram shoppers are going on strike Monday if that news article I saw is right. Huh. Okay. Well, good for them. I don't I admit that I have not been paying attention to that story. I have to go grocery shopping Monday morning. I wonder how the shelter in place affected the lines. Oh, Instacart. Instacart shoppers are going on strike. Oh, okay. Instead of Instagram, I was like, Instagram shoppers, isn't that just people on Instagram? Apparently, I'll say this: I don't know much about the Instagram shoppers going on strike. I do know that Instagram has really reduced its. Uh, it is basically like a lot of our people reporting things on Instagram seems to be backed up because of the current outbreak there. The people who normally um, keep an eye on things, there's less of that. So people are just posting whatever the fuck they want on Instagram right now, and go for it. So if you're wondering like, hey, why is Instagram way more wild than normal? It's because they don't have people checking shit as much, whereas other services are relying more on bots. Instagram apparently is just like, I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know what to do. Um, yeah, my main grocery store has implemented. They're only allowing so many people in the store. So I went to my other grocery store that I don't normally go to that often. That uh, wasn't doing that because I was. Here's the thing. I weighed the pros and cons. It was walk a little farther. There are probably more people in the store. But is that any better than people waiting to get into the store? Because what they weren't doing was policing or doing anything for the line of people waiting to get in the store. And people were not giving each other enough space. Like I picked a certain distance from the person in front of me, and then someone was basically on top of me, behind me, and like I I could have been like, "Hey, why don't you not stand right there?" And I didn't do that. Uh, I could have, and I didn't. So instead, I just was like, "Well, I'm gonna go to another grocery store." So yeah, I could have made a big deal about it. I chose not to make a big deal about it. Instead, I just went to another grocery store and got my groceries there. And maybe if I'd gone to my normal place that I normally go to, I would have gotten my breakfast sausages. I don't know, but I just didn't feel like standing outside the store in the rain uh, to maybe get in. And I hadn't really seen any movement in front of me because I don't know how many people they were letting in at a time. I do appreciate that my normal C-Town, my grocery store that I go to, it's a very nice C-Town, um, implemented hours for the elderly. The first hour of every day, they are requesting people not come, and I think that's awesome. Uh, I know some immune compromised friends of mine have made a point to go there and do that, and I think that's great. Taking advantage of that as well, and that's awesome. I don't know. I have news, and it's weird news, and I haven't fully processed it yet because um, I've allowed myself to not fully process it while I try to figure stuff out. Um, so I've told you on stream that my roommate has been social distancing with his girlfriend, so he hasn't been home. So he was home for very little of this month, and we were kind of like play it by ear, see what's going on. Well, play it by ear is he was planning on moving in with her anyway, so he gave notice and is in the process of moving his stuff out. Now, he's not moving his stuff out for April 1st. He's moving his stuff out, and he's like, hey, if you get someone for April 15th, you know, let me know, whatever, pay me some of it. But he's paying for the month in case I don't find anyone, which is great since he's given me no notice. Otherwise, it would have really put me out in a bad way and would have been a bummer. And that's not that dude. That's not my up until soon former roommate, my current roommate. Um, but I have to make a real tough decision, y'all. By basically Wednesday, I need to decide: am I going to spend the month finding a new roommate, or on Monday, am I going to say, hey, or Wednesday, I should say, hey, landlords, I'm moving out. Uh, and then also, and then spend April moving, finding a new place and moving. Because I could most likely find a place that's way cheaper. I have a good deal here. I like my apartment. I like the space I have. Obviously I like, you know this from the stream. I enjoy the FiOS that I currently have, and my ability to stream here. I hate that situation. That was my life in college. Yeah, Solf, it's like I hold no ill will towards him when it comes to the decision that he made. I think it's the right decision. He hasn't been living here. He shouldn't be paying rent to live here. He lived here for a while. I liked him. Would you have to break that FiOS contract? Asked Lashbrook. Possibly. I haven't looked into it. I believe that. Well, so here's the thing. Hopefully, I can move it to a new location. I don't know. I have to look into it. Um, I actually don't know what what the cancellation is on my contract. Um, so that is a thing that Lashbrook that I would have to look into. But it also might be cheaper to break that contract if I find a very cheap place to live. But then I also have to move. Am I going to move? And then, it's not, the conversation hasn't necessarily happened, but like, if I move, am I going to move to another place in New York? Am I going to keep doing the New York thing? Like, would it make sense to move to somewhere cheaper to live? When things kind of come back. That was a thing that I had certainly thought of. Does that make sense to do that now? I can't guarantee that the theater that I worked at is going to reopen. I hope it does, but I can't guarantee it will. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be necessarily a job for me when I come back, when things kind of happen again. But where am I going to move if I'm moving out of? Am I going to move out of state now in April for May 1st? Does that make any fucking sense? I don't think it does. So, like I said, I got a couple days to make some very hard decisions. One of my things for tomorrow, one of my Pat Baer jobs for tomorrow, might be cheaper to eat the cost for a while. Yeah. Will they even let you out of New York? I mean, Latchbrook, like, a lot of cities or a lot of places in the country that aren't taking good care of themselves are blaming the illnesses that they get from people traveling from New York. Looking at you, fucking Florida, who's just like, yeah, it's because people came here, they escaped New York and they're bringing it with them. It's like, well, really cool. Are you testing anyone to prove that? No. Um, the idea of getting a moving truck and just go, moving van, and moving stuff, like, yeah, that's certainly a possibility. It's something I could do. Um, I don't necessarily think that is a a thing I'm gonna do. I don't know. Just saw Rhode Island is putting New York residents on lockdown. Yes, dirty. I did see that. Uh, what New Yorker is going? I need to go to Florida. Solve. New Yorkers who are college students from Florida. Uh, yeah, I mean, Rhode Island is doing what it can, and I can appreciate that. Um, but yeah, it's certainly a thing that if I wanted to get out of New York, I could. But yeah, no, a lot of the Florida stuff is people that are just like, or people that are just like, I have to leave my apartment and I'm going to go back. My parents retired to Florida. I'm going to go live with them, which is like an option for me. It's not Florida, it's South Carolina. I could theoretically, if I was so inclined, uh, pack my bags and go chill with my folks in South Carolina. I don't think I'm going to do that. but that is an option for me. Uh, I could get a storage unit here in New York and pack up all my stuff and put it in storage and then pay a storage fee and move with my folks for a while and see what's going on in New York and then come back up and crash on couches when people are not social distancing until I kind of get back on my feet here in New York. That's an option. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Really, what I have to do is tomorrow I have to start looking to see if people are have rooms for rent for May 1st and see what the prices are and what's going on out there. Because I can certainly move. Look, if I have a whole month, especially if I could find a place that would deal with like the idea of, you know, perhaps letting me move in if, or whatever. Like if I have a whole month to do it, I'm like, well, that might be something I could do. But then also like seeing if people are like interested or like look at like if folks are looking to, I don't know, move into a place that's cheaper than what they're paying for because they, are between gigs. I don't know. I legitimately am talking out my thoughts right now because I am in a interesting position where I am wondering what my next move is. And I don't have a good, clear answer for y'all. Um, I will say right now, the plan is to continue doing what I do. Stream, build stream 3 times a week, do one bonus stream a week. April 1st is a Wednesday. No fooling. Ha ha ha. I am going to do a bonus stream on Wednesday. You're invited to come hang out. We're going to play Jackbox. So please come and play Jackbox games because the last time I tried to do Jackbox, we didn't have enough people to justify it. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern will be the start time. We're going to play some Jackbox games. It's going to be a good time. We're going to play games together, and it'll be fun. I might have at least 1 or 2 people playing who are also on Discord joining in. That is TBD on that. But the thought is that I might be able to have some people jump in and kind of hang out while I play and play along. So that is a thought that we might do um, as a way to just kind of guarantee a few people playing and then also kind of mix things up. And it was really fun last week doing the wrestling show to have people involved. So that is a thing I'm considering right now, and we'll see. But at the very least, I'm going to play Jackbox games on Wednesday, and I'm going to fucking think about what it means to do what I'm doing right now, and if that means that I'm like moving or looking. My current roommate, as of now, has been here 5 years, and it's been great having him. Um, and then it's been weird not having him lately. So I'm hopeful that. Oops, I put the wrong piece in, I believe. Oh, put this the wrong way. Shit, shit, shit. Okay, how do I get this out? All right, so I gotta. I assembled this wrong, and now I have a piece stuck in there. So I'm gonna see if I can push it out using tweezers. Nope, that is not going to be long enough to do that. Maybe one tweezer. No. There it goes. Yes, that was enough. Great. I had a couple different tools to play with there. Sounds rough, Pat. I'm sorry you got that on your plate in the middle of this crisis. Yeah, it's not great, but it is a thing to focus on, and that's nice. It's sometimes nice to have a thing that I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing I get to deal with for the next few days. This is the thing that I'm going to be thinking about and worrying about and working on. Okay, cool. Like, it's not the worst thing is that I get to worry about this. So it's like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to like look maybe somebody I know is looking for a place to move. They're looking for a new roommate, or maybe somebody I know locally is like, hey, we had somebody living here and they decided to leave the state and they're not the city, they're not coming back. So we're looking for somebody to move in. Like, there are options out there, possibilities out there, and I just have to figure out what those possibilities are. So we're going to have a positive attitude, looking on the bright side. Yes, I'm going to be thinking positively, thinking about what my options are, and I'm gonna see what's up tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day of figuring it out. Like I said, I want to give my, you know, I want to give my landlord as much time as possible. Uh, Gutter Kisser is now following. All right, Gutter Kisser. You know, practice gutter kissing safely out there. Thank you for the follow. That's a fun name. Yeah, but stay safe out there. Yeah, and welcome everybody who's here tonight. Thank you for being here. Um, Things are weird out there for everybody. Some people more than others. Um, and I a thing I've seen a little bit that's nice. If we can talk about some nice stuff mixed in with everything else, is I've seen a few people post photos of model kit stuff. People that haven't had the time to do it in a while, or were just trying it out, or were online when things started feeling weird and picked up something to kind of try out. And I'm really psyched about that. As always, if people have questions of model kits, like we don't have any Gunpla in front of us right now, we are going to be doing uh, a kit here that is a Bandai kit. We'll be doing Mewtwo there soon when this is finished up. So we are going to be able to do a little bit of fun model kit working. But yeah, if people ever have questions about the hobby, I always try to answer them and do my best. I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world about this stuff, but I do have a lot of practical experience doing it. Uh, uh, a friend of mine reached out to me because I had applied for a job that, like, basically the week before they went home, like, job applications were due, and I applied for it, and he was like, "Hey, I haven't heard from HR. I don't know if I know they're working from home, but I don't know if they're like doing that part of the job. So I'm gonna ask to see resumes." And I was like, "Yeah, please. I would love to get a job uh, in the industry that I applied for, especially with a friend who I put as my reference down for it." I did check in with his friend because I was like, "Hey, you're going to be looking at applications. Should you be my reference or should I use someone else in your company?" And he was like, "No, you can have me as the reference. Uh, the people that will look at it will notice that you put me there. And that's a good thing." And I was like, "Okay, good." Because that's the thing, like, I'm never really sure about that, right? Like, well, if you say, like, hey, this person is my reference, do they have to recuse themselves if they are directly looking at people, applying for this job or not? And it turns out no, which is good because I, you know, was like, didn't want to run into any issues here. Um, so I want to get that job. Oh, we got a new follower here. Chunk Masu Flex is now following. Thank you for the follow, Chunk. Uh, I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Folks, I know some people just kind of follow the Twitter links when I go live. They don't hit the follow button, and I always encourage people to do that. You're under obviously no obligation to do so, but if you hit the follow button, then you know when I go live, and you don't have to really pay as much attention to it. And that can benefit everybody, especially me, because it's nice when people watch the streams. All right, that's All right, we need two one way to the other. I'm only seeing. There it is. No, that's wrong. There it is. That's the piece I needed. Found it. Hello, Mr. Bob. Welcome. It's been a hot minute, my friend. Happy you're here. Welcome to the stream as always. Um, yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of Mew and Mewtwo. The Mega Construx. Lastbrook picked these kits up, which I very much appreciate. Um, who knows with Amazon, like what's going to come. I ordered 2 things on Amazon today because I had some credit, but they are not essential things. Like a thing I don't, hey, I just don't want to go to the hardware store or or more specifically, probably the dollar store, but I needed packing tape. So I got some packing tape along with like a couple other things that I know I'm just going to need. And it's like, oh, well, I know I'm going to need these things. Let me just get them. But they're not obviously priorities. I want to hit the old. What got going on here? What did I say? I think they're like, they're prime stuff, but yeah, they're going to arrive Wednesday. And it was like, okay, yeah, all right. Hope they do. But if they're later than that, that's fine. Like I said, none of the things I'm buying right there, I was like, oh, I definitely need this right now. These are more like, oh, this would be good to have soon. We are building the legs here, and they are identical, so we can build them 2 at a time. So we're just going to build everything we need twice, which is helpful. So we'll just assemble as we go, basically. And figure the stuff out we need to figure out. Yeah, so I guess the nice thing is I know kind of what's going on with me. I changed my settings for all of my job hunting websites, basically. They're all good sites, and they're all doing their job and doing what I told them to do. But most of the time, they're like, hey, did you know this company's hiring? And I'm like, I bet they aren't. I bet they were hiring a couple weeks ago when they put up that job notification. But I bet that, you know, a movie theater isn't hiring right now. I'm going to go ahead and guess that movie theater's not hiring. That cool movie theater that I would certainly like to work at. I bet they're not hiring. I bet I bet they're on a break. They're on a hiring freeze is my guess. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's going to be my guess about those jobs is that they don't really exist right now. I use Amazon for snacks, and the food is all jacked up in price and arriving in May. Mr. Bob, yeah, I would say that any food that you are trying to order on the internet is gonna be a problem. Gonna be a big problem. Outside of the other, so 2 nights ago I had to go to my bank, and I went late at night to the ATM because no one was around. It was great because no one was around. But it wasn't late enough that some businesses were still open, including the Domino's that's near me. And the Domino's that's near me was like, here is our phone number. Please call us and we will bring out your food. And so they didn't want anyone walking in the store, which is very smart and good for them. And then the only people that were in the lobby were delivery people who they were like trying to isolate from the other employees, which has got to be very fucking weird. Just so fucking weird that is just a thing that they're dealing with. Like I can't, like, oh shit, fuck, all right, yeah. I was getting my Cottonelle aloe wipes through Amazon, but they are no longer available. Yep, I could see that being just like not a thing you can get. Yeah, no, it was a weird thing that they're like that Domino's, which I'm sure is still doing business as people like I'm at the point now where I am a little sick of the foods that I make. Just a little sick of it, right? Like, and I think that's reasonable. You got 22 rolls of toilet paper. All right, Mr. Bob. I mean, you got a fit. You got people that need it, I guess, but that is a lot. I went to Five Guys and they brought it out to my car. It was unexpected. Yeah, I think a lot of places are just like doing whatever they think is best and trying to make the right calls, and I appreciate it. Um, my local pizza place is closed. But the one across the street that I don't go to is open. Now, have I told the story about my local pizza place and the pizza place across the street? Um, if I haven't, here is the short version of this story. Uh, there is a pizza place that I go to. Years ago, one of the people that worked there, pretty high up in the chain, left the store to open up his own pizza place. And he opened it across the street. And if you're in the neighborhood, you pick. And you go to one and you don't go to the other because you respect the fact that they are in a fucking feud and will be for the rest of their lives. Because what the fuck, man? Yeah, go your own way, but not across the fucking street as direct competition. What are you thinking? So, I made my choice, and I made the right one, but the right one is closed right now, and I wanted pizza, so I went to the one, and then, of course, they didn't. They didn't have they didn't have a lot of slices available, and I paid more than I do for I got some pepperoni wheels, which are like rolls but smaller. Also, Mr. Bob's gonna order food through Instagram next week. Mr. Bob, I know you weren't here earlier. This is now the second time that Instacart has been autocorrected to Instagram. So let's just all call it the gram from now on. Instacart is called Instacart is Instagram, and that's it. There's that because autocorrect will not will refuse to fix it. So that is the rule. Yep, you dirty. Yeah, Mr. Bob got hit with the same autocorrect you did. All right, so remember how we missed a piece the other on Thursday? We couldn't find a piece. Well, it's now coming to bite us because this leg is unstable because I don't have that piece locking it in place. So I will find something to put in there at some point because I just can't find that piece. I looked, I just can't find it. It's still possible that I'm the one that fucked up, but I don't think I did. Anyway, let's put some arms on our Mew. And we'll get going on there. But we've got legs. Our Mew has legs, which is good. Our Mewtwo, I should say. But now we got to build arms, and they're identical, so we just build them at the same time, which is great. So let's build some arms. It's a conspiracy theory. Twitch is in the pocket of Instagram corporate, no longer letting people talk about their surface. Uh-oh. Did I just drop a piece? Did I just drop a piece? Oh, no. Oh, no. There it is. Okay. Local restaurants have menus on Instagram for curbside pickup. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, Mr. Bob. Oh, Mr. Bob, you actually meant Instagram? Weird. I thought we assumed that you just got the autocorrect and you were going to start using Instacart. But you meant Instagram. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, get what you need. Stay safe, everybody. That's obviously a big goal. Is I would like people to be safe and take care of themselves. You just need a liquor delivery. Yeah, I mean, whatever you need. As long as people are being cool out there. I just want people to be cool and safe. Oops. Oh, no. My table is not fully straight here, so sometimes things have a tendency to wobble wobble. which is not great when you're trying to build things. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing? I'm missing these ones. Great. So I got all the components I need to do this all at once. And we'll build some arms here. I'm out of Apple Jacks in the moment and have nothing but vanilla creamer for my morning coffee. Dirty, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people missing stuff and just not having the complete. As I said, I'm currently dealing with the fact that I am gonna soon run out of my breakfast sausage, which is, on the grand scheme of things, low on my things to be mad about list, but also I would like to have those things. So, all right. So which one is this one? This one goes here, and then this goes like this. Um, yeah, I mean, like I was talking about earlier. I think people are, like, I'm getting a little sick of the stuff. I had my cauliflower mash tonight. I've got some pasta. Let's hit the old emotes there and thank our new subscriber. Thank you so much for using Twitch Prime. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the leg of the scythe emote in there, and thank you, Spen Paid Etsu. Oh, sorry, Senpai Desu. Oh, I read your name wrong. Uh, I think I read it wrong several times. Spen Paid Esu. I apologize, but thank you so much, Desu, for subscribing to the channel. That's great. I always appreciate that. Uh, the numbers have been going up, which has been really nice lately. That's been great. That is a nice thing, especially as we get towards the end of the month. And I just keep waiting to see if people, like, hey, if you can't keep doing it, I understand. If people come and go, we had 3 different people guest give out some subscriptions this month, which was awesome. If people don't want to continue that, I get that. I am worried about Patreon if people are just like done with, all of a sudden are going to be done with that. Like, that is a thing that I am a little worried about. But I'll come to that if it comes up. All right, so now we got to build some fingers here. We got to get some fingies going. I just said fingies, and I do apologize for that. Hey, everybody's in a weird way. As I said, I did talk today, which is nice, but Thursday I hadn't really spoken out loud until the stream, and that's a weird thing. I've been doing vocal warm-ups before I stream because sometimes I am just silent. Uh, I did laugh. I will say this. I did laugh out loud today, which was nice. In the second hour, when we talk about anime, I'll talk about a moment in one of the shows I watched that made me laugh, and that was fun. That was nice. Laughing was nice. I enjoyed that very much. I was like, ah, ha, ha. A moment of levity happened. How charming. What a weird world we live in. Something fun happened. Weird and cool. Oops, a little stuff in there. Um, and it was nice. But yeah, sometimes I'm just silent if I don't have like meetings coming up. If I'm just by myself, as I said, my roommate was up until last night was not around, and so there'd be times where I go very long stretches without saying anything. Um, Gonna try to get into a group, like a Discord or Hangout or something tomorrow. That's kind of the plan, um, and just kind of like relax and kind of chat and just have like some silliness going, uh, get some goofs going, that kind of thing. I think that'll be good for me. We'll see. Uh, anyone checking out the Final Fantasy Tactics mobile gacha game? I have not checked that out. I do like Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm not a big gacha person. Uh, I do like match 3 games. I'll say that that is kind of my mobile thing. I am still currently playing uh, uh, Bon Bon, and Bon Bon is still good. That is the mobile game for One Piece. I have not put any money into it, uh, and I enjoy that. One Piece Bon Bon, because it's a match 3, and I like match 3s. And there's some characters in it that I think are cute and fun. But yeah, it's sort of okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Uh, War of the Visions is good. So my game right now is, like I said, Bon Bon is my like. It would be my commuting game, but I don't have that. I don't need that. I'm not a huge gacha person either, but it got me in the mood to play the OG. Heck yeah. Well, there you go. That's all you really need is an excuse to play the game you want to play. No, I what was I gonna say? Hmm, um I've had the time with Bon Bon. That's been fine, fine. And then the other thing that I've played a lot of is Control. The Control DLC is out for PS4 and PC. I'm playing on PC, and the checkpointing is better, but still not great. And I wasn't. Here's the thing. I was doing well with the new systems, and I was doing well in combat. And then there have been a couple times where you know that thing in Control where you fuck up, you just fuck up because uh, it it's just like, oh, I didn't understand this boss, or I didn't understand this room, or I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been, and I'm just gonna, I guess I just die here. That's been happening, and that's fine, except when it's not fine at all, and you have really bad checkpoints. And it's, as I said, you wish you had your Xbox with you to play Control. Yeah. Well, so Ig, the DLC for you isn't out yet. Xbox DLC isn't out until June, so don't worry about it. Actually, maybe it's better you don't have it because then you're not disappointed by the fact that you have to wait so long. Do I understand why the PC and the PS4, why the PC is included in the PS4 early? No. Do I think that timed DLC releases are good for anyone? No. But I don't have any control over. I can't make those things. I don't make those decisions. I'm not part of that world. I only tell you that I am happy to be playing it, because it's been really fun to play, and I've been really enjoying it. So, uh, but yeah, the checkpointing is rough, and I'm thinking about cheat engine as a way to get past some of the checkpoint or some of the this is a weird platforming thing and you have to be perfect or you're boned kind of stuff. I've been thinking about ways to make my life a little easier for that stuff. We'll see. All right, so there's Mew. Mew is pretty much assembled except for the tail. We're going to start on the tail now. It's time to build a tail. We'll tell the tale of this tail. So we'll put that there. Then we will get tail stuff started. So we're going to need 7 of those. But yeah, it's been fun. But yeah, I have, like I said, I've been thinking about cheat engine, and I am. Look, here's the thing. If I was doing it to just like breeze through the story and not pay attention and get through all the combat, I might say, well, I don't know. Let me bang my head against this for a little while. But if it's like a bad puzzle design, or if it's like an impossible QuickTime sequence that I just can't seem to nail, and it's infuriating and keeping me from going, like, I don't got a problem. Also, if you just want to fucking cheat your way through games, do it. Play the games you want to play. Um, as you know, I have a several deep deep dived Fallout 4 games where I've worked on building up every settlement and doing everything I need to do and unlocking everything I can and with certain caveats and just having fun and doing what I want to do. Uh, but I play in God mode because, like, well, I want to get this hat and this Deathclaw is going to be a pain in the ass. And then I also have mods to make it so, like, there's only the correct answer for terminals. And there's only the correct answer. The lockpick is just a button because it makes my life more fun. Because I played that game. I started using walkthroughs for games I don't have time to bash my head. Yeah, of course. Wholeheartedly endorse the cheat engine. Yeah. I use so many mods. Like, I couldn't do the kind of fun things I want to do with settlements if I wasn't using mods to, like, make it so I have unlimited resources and making it the resources I need. That if I didn't have a certain thing, if I didn't have enough of it, well, I have the mod to make the terminal show up that gives me the resource that I need so that I can keep playing because I want to keep playing and building. Uh, yeah, so like uh, there are certain basically any settlement I can get as a Minuteman, I will do. So that's unlocking all of them and helping people and doing the Radiant quest to get access to more and doing the unique ones that you find on your own and you can just solve, or the ones where you have to certainly like do a thing to get that. Uh, you gotta convince the lady to join the Minutemen and all that other stuff. Except Boston Airport. I've never had Boston Airport as a settlement because I refuse to work with the Brotherhood of Steel because this Brotherhood of Steel. Here's the thing: there's only one good Brotherhood of Steel, and it's the Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel branch. In certain aspects of 3, I certainly can agree that they're like Lions like crew is good. This Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel sucks ass, and I got no interest in helping them. I'll help the ones in Cambridge get rid of their, the attack they got going, but I'm not going to join that Brotherhood of Steel. No thanks. This Brotherhood of Steel sucks ass. No thank you. So I never have Boston Airport as a settlement because I just refuse. But any other settlement, just about every other settlement I got going. Uh, there's there's one. Uh, what about Fallout Tactics? Uh, I'm trying to remember. I didn't play a lot of Fallout Tactics. Uh, right? Did I play a lot of that? No, I didn't really play a lot of it. Um, because I played a lot of. Yeah, I never really played a lot of it, so I can't. Join the Brotherhood can lead you to missing a late game settlement. Well, here's the other thing, Mr. Bob. Uh, One of the best things you can do in Fallout 4 is not play the late game. My current playthrough, which I have put hundreds of hours into, my current main one where I am exploring the Commonwealth and solving problems and making cool settlements and having a good time, I have not met my son yet. I have not met Father. I have it built, and I do feel a little bad because I do have Sturgis just standing around waiting for me to agree to go meet my dad, but I have no interest in going to meet my dad because it leads down a path that I don't want to go. In the same way that we are in a state right now where if I not playing the main storyline is the best part of the game. Yeah, we're at a spot right now where I don't want to complete a thing because if I complete a thing for the railroad, then it opens up a period of events where some characters get fucking murdered, and I don't have any interest in them getting murdered. Now, that also means I've never had Bunker Hill as a settlement. I've never had that as a settlement because uh, you have to go through the game, progress through the game at a certain point to get that as a settlement, and I just haven't done that. So I've never had them as a settlement, and I've never had the airport as a settlement. And I think those are the only two that I've never had that are available options that you can get. Um, yeah, because it just was like, meh, I don't care enough. Uh, but yeah, I'm at a point now where I'm like, I do not want the railroad uh, people to get into some nonsense, so I'm going to avoid this part of a quest so that that doesn't happen. Keep them alive for now. See what's going on. But yeah, I mean, like I also one of the cool things which I didn't know until my last playthrough was so I have a bunch of optional random extra settlements, and uh, one of them shows up like I got a Radiant Minutemen quest saying like, hey, clear this area as a settlement, and I didn't realize that could count as one of those because it's not a normal settlement. It was like converted into one as with a mod, and I didn't realize that was an option. I think that's pretty neat. Uh, I mean, I would have just discovered it anyway, but sure, send me there. What's up? All right, so we did this here, and then we got to build another part of the tail. We got tail assembly to do here, folks. We're building a tail. But yeah, I mean, like, I put so much time into Fallout 4. It's just like I like the companions. I like the world. I like settlement building. I've broken the game in so many ways to fit my needs, and I enjoy the way I play it. And I understand it's not for everybody. Uh, and do I think that New Vegas is a better game? Probably, yeah. I think that uh, certainly the DLC is better. I mean, I don't hate all of the DLC uh, for Fallout 4. I just don't like all some of it. Some of it is hit or miss with me. Uh, I will say, uh, any recommended mods for New Vegas? So I did a mod thing. Like, let me go look actually. So I'll take a quick detour over to my own YouTube because I did do a mod breakdown of that not too long ago. I mean, sometime last year, I guess. Uh, so let's see, New Vegas. Uh, yeah. So I did let. So I for a while had a series called Let Pat Play, which was like a Let's Play series, and I looked at mods for New Vegas. So let me see what some of the mods that I put in there were. Um, uh, New Vegas cheat terminal is great. Um, Sunny Smiles companion mod is great because that makes Sunny Smiles your companion, and you get a companion in Good Springs. And Sunny is great, so that's a fun one. Um, yeah, I mean, I would say you go to Nexus Mods and you look at the you know most popular of all time, and you're gonna find some good ones. I will say I don't think any of the uh, I mean, there's all the good Spring House mods that are good. I don't think any of the Gundam armor mods are particularly great, but yeah, unlimited companions is important for some people. I do think that there are because Sunny Smiles I think is a good companion mod to add, and I think that Cassidy is great, and I think that Veronica is top tier. Veronica's I think Veronica is the best companion in Fallout for what I'm looking for in Fallout, which is someone fun, and interesting with like a story that is important to what's going on. Maybe not necessarily the most important story, um, but like is important to what's happening. Whereas like Piper's important, and in my mind, Piper's incredibly important to the overall story of your story, and like that makes her important to Fallout 4 in the same way that I mean, not arguably, definitely like Nick Valentine is probably the most important companion you could get in Fallout 4. Because it's a synth, especially with the some of the DLC. I like to use the WH40K armor mods. Yeah, Space Marine. Space Marine's fun, especially with the space like in Fallout 3 DLC, the Zeta uh, DLC, or like it crashed Big Empty. Had all this armor. You could argue. I think that's fun. Yeah, I mean, mostly I did a lot of companion mod stuff just to make it so you could have more, and making them essential so you didn't have to ever worry about them dying, which is nice. But yeah, having the cheat terminal was great for just like stuff you needed. Um, Making it so you could just always have what's it called? Oh yeah, just always have ammo for like your various weapons. Um, there's at least one mod out there I remember being really good that modded the Chinese armor that basically gave you the Big Empty Chinese armor additions without having to do Big Empty, and that was pretty sweet. Uh, God, I don't want to play Fallout New Vegas again, but I do want to play Fallout New Vegas again. If that makes any sense, I think it does make perfect sense. Like I don't want to invest my time in that, but I also like that world a lot. Uh, I'm just gonna make some settlements in Fallout 4. I do have a mod in Fallout 4 that gives me the outfit, the followers of the apocalypse outfit. Someone recreated that in Fallout 4, and I've used that in the past. I haven't used that in a while, but I've used that in the past as just like oh, this reminds me of that. This is nice to have because the followers were pretty cool, pretty neat people, just trying to help, doing their dang best. All right, and then so this looks this right in the middle. Yeah, right in the middle. All right, we're gonna take a pause for the cause here in a moment. I was trying to finish this up, but yeah, we're gonna finish this up here because this is one of the last steps we got to just do the weaponry. We're basically making some sort of psychic blast for Mew here. So we'll be doing that in a second. Uh, One thing I am going to do is I'm going to try to push some kind of piece in here just to give this a little more structure. So we'll do that real quick. So this is supposed to be like that, and there should be a side thing, but I can't get that, so we'll just do this instead, which will at least kind of lock it in place here. But yeah, I am missing a piece. I've now realized I dropped it somewhere, I'm sure. We do have some extra pieces, which will help a little bit, but we're going to put that in like that. That'll hopefully help with the structure issues of the leg. Some, because at least it won't be as easy to pop out. Yeah, so that's better. There is one piece I just don't know what it's for. That's always a weird thing, where I'm like, did I miss a step somewhere? Why is this piece here? I don't know what it's doing. And it's these orange pieces. Like, what are these orange pieces here for? What's going on with these orange pieces? I don't know yet. I don't know. Very weird. But I never saw them in any of the portion of the build. So it's one of those things where I'm like, did I just like not see it? I'm like, were they in there from like another version of the kit? Like, where does these orange pieces supposed to fit into this? I don't know. But we'll take a pause to the cause, and then we're going to build our energy blast here, which is, I assume, uh, like psychic blast or something. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but we will put the tail on here. Oops. Big old tail. A big old tail coming in. Just a big old tail for our big friend here. Our big Mew. And then, yeah, we'll build a blast in a second. But this is the pause to the cause, folks. This is the time where I take a couple moments to just say, hey, thanks for watching the stream. Here's ways you can support the stream if you'd like to. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can go to the Baer Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Moat in the chat. That's a great way to let me know that you're watching, that you're a subscriber, letting the people know of a fun thing they can get. We'll quickly go through ways you can support the channel, and then we'll get back to building in just a moment or two. Yeah, thanks so much for everybody who's here. I appreciate it very, very much. It always means a lot when people hang out and watch the streams. But we'll go through this pretty quickly, and they'll get back to building because we're going to finish up the blast coming out of our Mewtwo, and then we're going to start our Mewtwo model kit building. Ways you can support the stream, right? Being a subscriber, gifting a sub, using bits and coins, using your Twitch Prime coin because you have Amazon linked to your Twitch. That's one way to do it. Using cash money. Those are all ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined to do so. It means the world to me if that's something you want to do. I also have a Patreon. I would recommend waiting until Wednesday to join my Patreon. Join in the new month. I did, however, just put up a video today for every patron. $1, $3, $5, $10 level all got a Q&A video. I do a Q&A video every month. That's the only exclusive thing I do on the internet is I make one video a month that's just for my Patreon. And I just answer some questions that got sent to me. I answered two. I thought they were pretty good. One was an anime recommendation, and the other, I won't say what it was. There you go. But one was, hey, recommend some anime for me to binge. So check that out, even for $1 a month. I also have donation pages. You can donate, and anything that comes into any of these donation streams channels during the stream goes to me buying model kits. I do have a little bit of backlog right now, which is great. I have 2 master grades and 2 high grades to build. That will not last me forever, but it will last me a while. USA Gundam Store is still shipping out of Florida right now. If you want to buy a gift card on there, then you could send it to me, the code, and I would use that gift card. I have no idea how model kits are going to be shipped from Amazon right now, as you know, everything is weird. But Amazon still has stuff on their wish list. If you're watching this later on YouTube, check my show description here, the YouTube video, to see all this. But yeah, there's still stuff that's available. You can add to your cart. A lot of the Lego seems to not be Prime available, but some of it still is. There's still deals to be had. There's still price drops on a few things. Not everything is gone up in price. I do try to keep track of that stuff, and give people that. But yeah, if you buy something on my wish list, I'll build it on stream, and then I will thank you very much for building it. But it'll jump the queue. This was bought by Lashbrook. Bought both the Mews, which is very radical. Yeah, you buy something from the wish list, I build it. That's how that works. And obviously, no one is under any obligation to do any of that. Watching, subscribing, those things are great. Buying stuff off my wish list, that stuff is rad. Giving me a donation, that stuff is awesome. You are under no obligation to do any of that. I appreciate it very much, and I thank you very much, but you don't have to do any of it. I have a Discord. Join my Discord if you want. We'll get back to building in just a moment. I just want to quickly get through a few more things, and then we will continue with our building. And then, yeah, Discord's good. Um, Wednesday, I put up a new Baering the List. Check that out. On Monday, I will have a new Pat Bear's Anime Club up for you, where I'll be talking about answering the question that I posed to myself: can OVAs ruin a good show? And so I'll be answering that question. That'll go up Monday. Right now, there's a Baering the List that I think is pretty good. I made a new one for next week that I also think is good. I'm going to take a drink of water, and then I'm going to talk about anime and get back to building this. And we'll talk about shows as, things are wrapping up here. Tonight we had the end of Inspector. Um, My Hero is an ongoing. And we had The Wonderful Wizard of Oz is what I watched on Crunchyroll. That's right. Maybe we'll start there. No, we'll end there because I have a lot to say about that. But one thing I've been doing is, while I wait for new shows to start, which they're coming, is I've been hitting the random button on Crunchyroll. And for Monday, I have 0 shows to talk about on Monday because all of my Monday shows ended. My Sunday and Monday viewing shows all ended. So I'm going to watch just a bunch of random stuff, I think, for Monday. Just hitting the random button until something piques my interest. We'll get to The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which is on Crunchyroll, dubbed and subbed, and is a real weird thing that I didn't know existed. But let's start with the end of Inspector. What a positive end to an anime. What a pleasant surprise. It ended nicely. Things wrapped up in a cool way. There's a very fun moment where a bunch of yokai and monsters and what appeared to be a fucking unicorn showed up to celebrate the victory for our friends. And it was a very nice time. It was like this really cute moment, including the giant skeleton that showed up only once. There's a giant, enormous, Titan-sized skeleton that showed up in one episode, and that came back, and I was very psyched about that because that thing ruled. So I was really psyched that creature showed up one more time. Ig says, you inspired me to do that, saw some crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's always just, weird catalog stuff you didn't know that Crunchyroll just had. And you're like, what is this? What? Or just those shows that just nobody talks about that come out and they're there, and they were part of, a package deal. And you're like, I didn't even know this existed. Yeah, there's a few shows like that. But, so they set up the second season, the possibility of a second season for Inspector, and I would be excited to see what that could be. Not that, no announcements as far as I know about a second one, but they did set it up. But it also had a pretty satisfactory ending that I will say, pleasantly surprised about. I was pleasantly surprised with how it ended and where it's ending up, and it'll be interesting to see if that show does continue, if there is more to it, and where it goes. It's set up more stuff for it to do if it wanted to. Is this not? Oh, yeah. I don't know why this is supposed to connect. It doesn't seem to want to. Let's see if I can get on this one. Yeah, that did. That worked. I don't know why the other one didn't work, but there it goes. But yeah, Inspector. It's a pretty cool show. It wasn't my favorite show of the season. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a must watch. There is a really weird, fun joke in there. There is a dirty joke between this couple that kind of definitely furthers the idea that they are a real couple that are really dating, which is weird because she is stuck in a youthful body. She doesn't age as much as other people, so it is fucking weird. That's still weird and still not great. And I sometimes like to pretend that they're not a couple, uh, because that's the weirdest part of Inspector. But overall, Inspector, still a good show. A fine enough show if you're looking for something to binge. You can get through. It's 12 episodes. It's oddly paced, but I enjoy it. Uh, let's see. My Hero Academia. This is a rough time because I want the last week was just comfortable, and this week was interesting because we're introduced to Hawks, like who is a big time deal, and we've heard of him and we've seen him in the opening video, but we don't really know him yet. But it also means that we're dealing with a lot of Endeavor, and I hate him. I hate him. I don't like his new outfit. I don't like his new style. I don't like him as a character. I don't want him to be it. It makes sense to have him in the spot he's in, and it kind of shows a lot of what's going on in the world with it. But like, man, Endeavor fucking sucks, and I don't like that he is a huge part of what's going on in the story. So that was a bummer. Uh, Having Eri-chan have some fun moments in the beginning of the show, finding out that she is going to be staying in the school is cool. It was a fun little bit of business, which I appreciated. And then seeing the Wildcats return, including the little Wildcats dude that Deku saved, and finding out that he has, when it was time to get new sneakers, he went out of his way to make sure he got red sneakers so they matched Deku's boots. And that shit just hits you. That just hits you real hard. And it was like a really nice little moment. But then also like, man, I don't want any more Endeavor. Get that Endeavor shit out of here. All right, I'm gonna take a photo of this, because this set is done. I'm gonna be in the photo twice. All right. So yeah. Overall, this let's do a little. We'll end it here. This kit's fine. Like I said, there was a piece that I dropped somewhere, I guess, and it really pisses me off. This is not my favorite of the uh, sets that you can do for what do you call it? Oh, sorry. I lost my train of thought there for a second. This is not my favorite set of Pokemon. It was fine, but I think I like some of the other ones better. So not my favorite, but overall I do like there's some real positives to Mega Construx. So I do think that overall they can be pretty cool. I'm just going to be putting this back in the box now. Slowly put this back in the box. I do like that it's Mew versus Mewtwo. I think the Mew is pretty cute. Yeah, and it was overall a pretty fun build, but not my favorite. But I'm happy to do it. And also, I like a change of pace, and this was definitely different. Not just because sometimes doing, Lego stuff is different and fun. It's just doing something completely different can be really engaging and fun. And now we will move on to building a Mewtwo vis-a-vis a model kit, which is definitely different. And then I'm going to tell you about The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which is available on Crunchyroll in dub or sub. It is a Canadian dub project, because of course it is. I have facts about this anime. This anime came out in 1986. It's an 80s anime because when you watch it, the subtitles are that yellow color. That yellow subtitle color that tells you exactly what period this anime was subtitled in. And it's perfect. It's beautiful and nonsensical, and I watched the first 3 episodes of it, and it is just the fucking story of the Wizard of Oz. The 4 books. It's based on all the books, not just the movie. It's like 50 something episodes and tells the story. So the first like 15, 20 episodes or something are the first book, which is just what you most likely know about that first one. Um, and it is old 80s animation, and the dub is nonsense. The dub also features a different opening. So here's a crazy thing that happened. Right? I don't know. I don't know if this has happened before. It probably has. Certainly, right? Certainly has happened before. They went out way overboard to make sure that you didn't know that this is an anime, that you think that this is a Canadian animated project. So they redid the opening, and it's like very like just a different like weird CG for the 80s. Like it's like a different opening that just like completely doesn't match the rest of the art, which is bizarre. Um, but then also they cut all of the credits and replaced all of the credits so you don't see a Japanese name anywhere in any of it. Because I don't know why. Maybe they just assumed that like folks would be like English speaking folks would just be like, I don't want to know what this is. I totally watched this on Global at the time. Uh, AKA, I did not know this existed. This was not something that I had. When it came out, I was 6 years old and probably would have watched an animated Wizard of Oz. Actually, I could say for sure I would. That's yes, 19802 way to import anime. Uh, but no, I definitely would have watched it had it been available. It was definitely available in the U.S. It was not available locally in anything that I was watching, but was on in Canada. And it's just look, there's nothing to really make you like. What am I going to tell you? Like, oh, it's the fucking story. It's the Wizard of Oz, but it's animated. It is not related to the movie. There is a an animated anime in Japan, an animated film that came out by a different production company, and that was delayed enough that it came out when this anime arrived on Japanese television. So people can connect the two and assume that they're related, and they are apparently not related at all, which is just weird. I did a little research because I hit the random button and I got like a show I've already watched before, and I got like another 3 minute one, and I was like, I don't really want to watch another 3 minute show. I'm gonna hit again and find something that I really actually want to watch, and then it was just like, what the fuck is this? And I came up with a dub first, so then I had to like look to see if the subtitle was there. Um, and so here's the thing that I'm doing, right? I'm hitting the random button, I'm watching shows, and then I'm making the decision, am I going to keep watching this or am I going to uh move on to other things, right? And so far, uh Eye Shield I'm watching. I'm still watching Eye Shield, but not enough really to be critical about or review. Eye Shield 21 is a fun show. I'm happy to watch it. Oh, we finished the head. The head just needed some uh, stickers, and the head is done. Um, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep watching this because it's not weird enough, but it is bizarre that it exists, and I am happy to know. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the big thing. I now know that this is a thing that existed, that this was an anime that came out, that people watched, and I'm sure there are people who don't know it was an anime that watched it as a kid or a young person or whatever, and like someday we'll see it in Japanese and be like, wait, it's that early animated thing where they tried to hide the fact that it was an anime because you never really knew sometimes. It was always a weird thing. It's always just a weird thing, right? When you didn't know, they just They just decided, like market research told them, folks don't want to watch it if it's like that because they won't think they can get it. But it's like it's Wizard of Oz. Like you're gonna get it. It's okay. It's okay to tell people. So apparently there's some. You gotta check these pieces, but I don't know why I need to check these pieces so much. But the product may not move as intended if it is assembled incorrectly. We do have English in here, and this, and also uh, French and Spanish, which is cool. We don't have it in Japanese. That's fun. I like that. Mysterious Cities of God is kind of the same category. Yes, there's that era of stuff that I would later come to understand. And then there were some shows that I just assumed were anime, like and then I would find out uh, were not, um, that were like they were Canadian, uh, like I think I yes, I 100% assumed that the Pirates of Darkwater was an anime. Um, it was not. It was just Hanna-Barbera trying to make an anime. But I always assumed that Darkwater was. I always assumed it was. Um, but that was just an American production. I couldn't remember. It was like something Darkwater, right? So Pirates of Darkwater. Uh, but yeah, I always thought that was just like a weird chopped together show. But nope, that was just somebody being very much inspired by that type of thing and trying to make a darker, deeper story. Because that's the real thing, right? Like, we had, like, there were so few examples of Exo Squad, that kind of like production that was heavily inspired by anime, but just not a thing that you had a lot of in the U.S. or in Canada, of just like trying to tell a darker story using animation, um, or a complex story, even. Uh, those were just not things that you got. So it was easy to just assume that it was an anime because there were so many stories like that. That's why you would have aunts and uncles or grandparents renting anime that was definitely not for kids because to them all cartoons are for kids, or at the very least cartoons are like Looney Tunes, where there are jokes for adults, but it's for kids. But there's some jokes for adults, like it's a mixed thing. Like that was something that my grandma just assumed. She never assumed that there was like cartoons that weren't for kids. Up until The Simpsons came out, I think it probably never occurred to my grandma that like there might be stuff that wasn't appropriate for all ages. Because if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't have any experience with it, um, so there's some like movement going on in this that I'm excited to see where it goes, what comes of it. I'm trying to keep building this so you can see as I put it together. But yeah, I don't know quite what this does, but I'll find out. This I believe is the tail, is where the tail is going to connect. And so I guess when one of the arms moves, the tail moves, because it's just one of them. But yeah, I did not know that there was movement involved in this kit, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Yeah, if there's any other shows that you like remember, just think like being surprised were as adult as they were. Um, I, as far as I know, no one has seen that mysterious dub of Dragon Ball the one where like they changed like everything about the show that has never apparently hit the internet. I would love someone to find that somewhere because I think that's just an incredible story of Zero and all of the weirdness that they put in to try to make a Americanized version or Canadian version of Dragon Ball. So the weird thing I watched after hitting the random button, says Ig, was Oji-san and Marshmallow, a show about a dude who loves marshmallows and a lady who tries to seduce him using them. Definitely not for children. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's for kids. That also doesn't necessarily sound like it's for me. Uh, I mean, one would assume that her attempts to use marshmallows for seduction are comedic in nature and her failures are fun. That is a random ass thing that I am now gonna look at real quick. See what's up with Oji-san and Marshmallow. Japanese comedy manga series. Yeah, comedy manga. Later acquired in 4. Yeah. 12 episodes and a special. Ooh, we got a special. Nice. Came out in 2016. Well, that's a big dude. Uh, a chubby Salaryman in his late 30s who works in a web-related company. He is obsessed with tobacco marshmallows. Instead of which, both use a lure and seduce him in order to win his affection. His name Hige literally means facial hair, which both describe to either beard or mustache in Japanese. Hey, I will say this right now. This dude got a real good mustache. Guy's got a flat top and a great mustache. It was really weird. It was definitely comedic, but super weird and definitely problematic in a lot of ways. Yeah, I bet, Ig. I bet it was a real fucking problem in many ways. Place a sticker starting here. Oh, I'm going to put some stickers here to do with you can see that in the photos there, I guess. You'll see that. But we are going to add some stickers. 3 and 4. These are the, like, place them in spots and kind of bend them around style of sticker, which are not my favorite. I'll do this here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But I am just following the lines here, trying to place it where it needs to go, then following that, because, curved surfaces and all that. Following along, placing it where it needs to go, following that, and then if I don't get it 100%, I'm okay with that. You know me. He does have a majestic mustache. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about hitting the random button. Like, sometimes you're going to find a thing and you're like, oh, this is incredible. And sometimes you're going to find a thing and go, I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is. What am I even looking at? Which is why I'm kind of doing it. Also, because, like I said, the next show I have that I watch consistently is, I mean, there's new stuff coming soon. But the next thing I definitely am going to be watching is, let's see, so Tower of God comes out. Yeah, Tower of God comes out on Monday, so I think it comes out on Monday, so I'll be watching that. Maybe Tower of God might not be till Tuesday. I can't remember. But right now, I'm like, even if I have that, that's the only show I have. So I have to be like, kind of keeping an eye out to see what ends up where. Like, I know Tower of God is coming out on Crunchyroll, but I have to check Crunchyroll and Hulu every day to see what's new and what's out and what I want to watch. So yeah, hitting that random button is something for me to do. Also, I got the time, y'all. I got the time. Got the time to binge some old stuff. I still haven't done a great rewatch. It's coming. I was thinking about doing like I'm going to watch every episode of this show, like go back. Like I have thought about maybe watching all of Bleach again because there's going to be new Bleach. But I also know that there's a bunch of the beginning that I'm just like I would be just skipping around on this, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. Uh, and then there's a whole chunk of Bleach that I don't particularly enjoy, and the filler arc, the Fulbright arc, is bad. It's got some good moments in it, but it's basically bad. And I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. So I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to watch. Rewatches are getting harder because there's so much good stuff coming out. Well, yeah, I mean, like that's what this season was good for, that kind of thing. That's why I'm hitting the random button, because this season was pretty bad. It wasn't bad, it was just light, right? There was a bunch of shows that were fine, but there weren't like a lot of shows that I was super engaged and super interested in this season. Um, and I had a lot of time to watch anime this season, so like we're coming up to a bunch of stuff this new season, but it was a thing of like, on Sunday there was one show I watched. On Monday there were two shows I watched, but they were 3-minute episodes. Tuesday there was one show I watched. Wednesday there was one show. Thursday there was one show. Friday for a little while there were two, and Saturday at one point there was three shows I watched on Saturday. So Saturday was a good day to watch stuff. Because I had like a few things to watch, but like also, I understand not everyone has that thing where they're like, what I just listed. I'm sure some people were like, that's a lot of fucking anime. But I'm not working right now. I have streaming stuff and I have a couple of small projects that I'm doing, but I'm not working consistently right now, so I got the time. Recently rewatched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Still good, says Ig. Hell yeah, it is. I think Full Metal and Brotherhood, I think both are great. They have their pluses and minuses. Um, let's see, what was my last rewatch? I can't remember what exactly I watched last all through. Well, Eye Shield I had watched most of before, so now I'm rewatching that basically, and then I'm going to keep watching. Um, but yeah, I mean, I watch Flying Witch usually once a year. I rewatched all of Room Camp once it ended because they're 3-minute episodes, so I just watched all of them back to back to back. And I will. I know I'm going to watch Laid Back Camp before the new season next year, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it even before that. I don't necessarily think I will. Um, but yeah, it was fun to watch all of Room Camp like in a row and just have all them start and end because they're so short. That was good. Um, but yeah, I mean, I watch a new episode of, or not a new episode. I watch a uh, Flying Witch like pretty consistently. Achikochi, Place to Place, is another comedy show that is like very easy to watch and totally worth a rewatch if that is a series you have any interest in checking out. I would recommend that. I think Place to Place is available on Hulu, and it's just a fun little comedy slice of life show that I think is very cute and enjoyable. Um, GB Club, Good Job Club, is on. I believe it's still on Crunchyroll. That suffers from the whole arc of not arc of the issue of they introduce a new character to kind of spruce up the show, and that character is bad, but also doesn't get any time to like be a good character, and she just makes the whole thing worse. So, like, but GB Club is still pretty fun, and there's some characters that are pretty cool, and the OVAs aren't bad. I forgot about them. The OVAs aren't that bad, or the OVA, I should say, not that bad. It's an alright program. If you're looking for something light and enjoyable. But yeah, I'm definitely like thinking I might just there's got to be something out there that I just want to watch like all of again. Just do late night viewing. But it can't be. It's. But here's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it like maybe I'll watch Fire Force again, right? Like that's a good, strong shonen. It's a fun show. It's enjoyable. Maybe I'll just watch that again. Christian's here. Hi, Christian. It's been a little while. Welcome, welcome. You're rewatching Bleach. Yeah, I said that like that was a thing that I said a couple minutes ago. I was thinking about that might be the show that I rewatched, but wasn't really sure. Solf just redeemed 600 cave points for play the soundboard. Here's the soundboard. Enjoy that soundboard. Haha. Yeah, no, I was definitely Fire Force is dope as well. Yeah, I think Fire Force is great. I think they got they had a rough time here of some of like delays that happened. And one of the ways was I think smart that they did, but it was poorly timed show about fire. Um, sorry. The music of Bud Island, indeed, Solve. But no, I think overall like that's a really strong, fun show. Uh, that I was happy to watch. Um, I think it was like yeah, Fire Force is good. Also, criminally underrated opening song. That first opening song is so good. It gets you so jazzed and ready to watch that show. Um, like so ready for it. Mrs. Apple. Mrs. Green Apple, I think that's the name of it. The band. Uh, but yeah, that fucking some real good music in that show. Inferno, yes. Um, I think that show like kind of. Here's the thing: it came out with a lot of good shonen. There's a lot of good shonen last year, and I think it fell through the cracks because some of them were either flashier or like bigger. And I think like kind of Mrs. Green Apple, yeah. I think that show just was hurt by how good other shonen was. Like, imagine coming out when Demon Slayer is out, or other people would prefer their shonen to be like Doctor Stone style of shonen, or like in a year where season 2 of Mob Psycho was out, or like One Punch Man season 2 got better as it went. Uh, Black Clover was like probably the best year for Black Clover, and then even like some people like Radiant. I don't think Radiant was that good. I think Vinland Saga is interesting. Yes. So Christian, it had a pause early on because of the fire, the arson. Out of respect, they didn't do it, and then they had a delay, and then their finale basically came out back to back. They aired the last 2 episodes back to back around Christmas time because they had to get out before Christmas, basically. So they ran into a bunch of issues, which was a real shame. Um, yeah, Vinland Saga I liked. I didn't love Vinland Saga as much as some people did, but I have a respect for it. It just wasn't necessarily what I was looking for in a show. But there was such good shonen last year that I think Fire Force just kind of fell through the cracks. Um, and then there are moments that are a little hard to recommend to people because Maki is just such an unfortunate bad stereotype character that it's fucking so infuriating uh, to be like, this show is great. There is a character who just like has like bad luck clothes come off, and you're like, oh fucking, god damn it. Why is this your thing? Why? Uh, Mewtwo 18. Real good anime is coming up next season. Yeah, Christian, I am excited about this upcoming season. I talked to a few of them. So, Christian, BNA, I am cautiously optimistic about. Because here's the thing. I've only liked a couple. Here, the real thing is, I'm going to look up Trigger's uh, studio. So Trigger, I kind of don't like their original shows. Like, I don't think that Kill la Kill is as good as other people think it is. I think that it's fine, but I don't love it the way that some people fucking love it. Uh, I think that when supernatural battles become commonplace is interesting. I think Little Witch Academia is great. Uh, and I think that their version of Gridman is kind of cool. Um, but this weird recreation, new version of Gridman, I think is interesting. I think Little Witch is probably my favorite, but I don't think that any of their original stuff is that great. And I think Darling in the Franxx is a fucking bummer. Uh, oh, hey, Paradis, welcome. Welcome, Para. What the hell is up with BNA's release schedule? I don't know. I'm going to look that up. So here's the thing with Darling in the Franxx. I was like, if you want to be horny, be horny. But like that show is really goes out of its way to be incredibly horny and a fucking bummer. And don't be both. Don't try to be a hot bummer. Like, just be a weird horny show if you want to be. But like, I don't know. It is frustrating. So Oh, so is BNA already out in a bunch of episodes? BNA came out. The first six, it looks like uh, it will premiere on Plus Ultra programming block on the 8th. Okay, so a bunch of episodes came out, or 6 episodes so far, it looks like came out in Netflix Japan. And then it's going to be on streaming stuff uh, on the 8th, and maybe they'll keep going. That's not super weird. Series premiered April 8th. To be followed worldwide Netflix release later in the same year. Okay, so all right, so we're not going to get it till later. It looks like. Uh, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, so that is weird. So I know that like Science Fell in Love came to Amazon Prime in Japan all at once, and in the U.S. or in other countries, Crunchyroll put the first 3 out and then put out the rest weekly, which was an odd choice. Uh, Dorohedoro is coming out weekly in Japan, but Netflix in the U.S. has it. It seems like. So it's not out. Yeah, Christian, I would say that like now things are just getting weirder and weirder with licensing because streaming services getting control of things. Netflix having it in Japan, but it's also on television, means like like I said, that show is just not going to be there. Like, uh, yeah, it just seems like it's the wild, wild west, and nothing makes sense. Like. Some shows end up on Funimation and Hulu, right? But that cat show, which name I cannot remember, there was a cat show this season, uh, is only on Funimation because they also was licensed to some other company, so Hulu doesn't get it. Don't know why. And then like, I remember there was that show. Wise Man's Grandchild was on Hulu and Funimation. And then, like, 3 weeks into the run, it also showed up on Crunchyroll. And they just put up all 3. And then it was also on Crunchyroll. And you're just like, oh, okay. Like when Japan, or was, the side story for Danmachi was on Amazon, but has never, like, the rights have never reverted or Crunchyroll hasn't gotten, so still hasn't been on Crunchyroll. If an anime lands on Fun or Hulu, it doesn't uh, goes out of North America. Yeah, I don't know, but like uh, Don Machi, right? Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? There are two OVAs for that show. Those OVAs are not on Crunchyroll. They're on Verve, or they're on they're on High Dive, which you watch on Verve, but Verve and Crunchyroll are the same thing, the same parent company, but you only can watch like I think those ones are on Netflix here in Argentina. Yeah, and some stuff is on Netflix in other countries too, right? Like it all depends on where you're watching it from, which is why I try to list where I'm watching the shows when I talk about them. I try to say, but like, yeah, Crunchyroll put out a thing of like a lot of their dubs are going to be pausing, because they're only doing so much work remotely now, which makes sense. Um, uh, which is different, but than what was going on. But yeah, I mean like, uh, there are some shows that are like they're Funimation only because their subtitle version is on anime, like the Australian anime thing. So like uh, that Dumbbells one was not on Hulu, but it was on Funimation. But a bunch of Funimation stuff is also on Hulu. Uh, oh, the movie is on Netflix. Yeah, but yeah, why does High Dive have the exclusive of the movie and the OVAs for Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, but Crunchyroll doesn't have any of those, but it does have the first two seasons, the first season and the second season, uh, but it doesn't have the side story, which was on Anime Strike, so now it's just Amazon Prime. And did Amazon Prime have any shows this season exclusive? I don't know if they did. I don't think they had a single show. Uh, let's call Miles. He knows everything, right? Yeah. Um, he does. I mean, that's his job. Um, but yeah, and then there's like what shows? Yeah, there's a bunch of shows that just like only come out for one thing and then they're out and that's it and you're like, "Okay, what's happening right now? Uh how do I watch this?" Like um I didn't get Netflix this season. There was one show that came out on Netflix that I was interested in, but I will get Netflix again. I kind of go through spurts of getting Netflix generally. I don't just use it every month because I realize I don't use it that often. Also, I haven't said this in a while in the stream. I actually maybe I did. I don't know. The fine folks at Crunchyroll do give. I have a Verve account. Uh, uh, just keeps on going. Why? Last season was so good. So yeah, I mean like Food Wars. I'm actually not super int. Like I'm good. Look, I'm gonna watch Food Wars. But it wrapped up so well that I feel like it. What I want is the thing in the last episode they breezed past. I want that. I want to see the Aldini brothers fight. I want to see Megumi like take on some random dude and like crush his ass with her good home cooked food. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get that, and I'm much more interested in that than like a new dude and a new competition shows up, and I'm like, I don't know. They like defeated the school. They like took over the school, and now like she's the director of the school. I feel like we're pretty good, and I don't know. Like, what else do I got? The manga ended. Yeah, I mean, like, the only other thing I guess I care about is like, is he gonna like beat his dad at a food competition? And I feel like no. So what am I watching? Why am I still watching this long anime? I don't know. But I will say I did enjoy the last season of Food Wars, so I am interested to see what they do with this next season. I can be interested. All right, so okay, so the tail, you can move the tail by moving the arm, and then you can move the tail and the arm moves, and then he sits on this thing, and that's the kit. I knew this kit would be an easy build, but there it goes. There's Mewtwo, the model kit. Only a couple stickers, and you don't even see two of the stickers like at all. Two of the stickers are just underneath the the hinge there. But that's our kit, and that's our stream. So I will take a photo when this is over of Mewtwo. Thank you, Lashbrook, for picking these weird, fun kits up for me. These were a fun little distraction. On Monday, now I often do a poll, but I'm not doing a poll. On Monday, I'm starting a new kit, and I'll just tell you that I can't wait to build it. I'll show you the photo as we close out. It's the Gunner Zaku Warrior. Look how cool this fucking Zaku is. You see that shield fucking rules. This weapon is cool. The colors are great. I love just the touches of white. This kit fucking is awesome looking. That's the next kit we're building. We're building ourselves a Zaku that looks rad as hell. That's coming up. But one of the things we do on this stream is nowadays, it's more important than ever to help support, is we are going to raid a stream that I got to find out which one we're doing. So hold on while I look up who's streaming right now, and we're going to raid some people. I got to mute myself because I don't want to hear myself anymore. We're going to find a stream. It's nighttime, so the birds. I don't know how long Loading Ready Run is going to go. Okay, we'll go. We're going to go raid Matt Wiggins. Matt Wiggins is a cool dude. He has been playing through Final Fantasy 12, and Kate is streaming, Christian, but I believe Kate is doing that thing where Kate is like watching some other thing and commenting on like another thing, and I just wasn't into it before. And I pretty recently checked in, and I know that Matt is like trying to increase like people coming checking him out, and is a good dude. So we will go and raid Wiggins, but I'm trying to spread the love a little bit. Yes, the Twitch stream made. Yes, I believe that is true. So yeah, so we'll go to this, and then I was gonna raid Wiggins, and we'll see what's up. Come along if you'd like. If not, my next stream is on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, starting a brand new kit. Can't wait to do that. Hope you'll join me for it. And if not, that's okay. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday or your Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. And bye-bye.